What's going on, everybody? Jen from World Creators. So, today is December 29th, 2023. I'm on my way to work and I was just having a conversation with myself, right? And I was just saying, like, becoming, you know how people would say, be the best version of you. Um, start to begin to be the person who you want to become. Like when people say those things, I'm not making any excuses, but I feel like for a lot of people, well, I can't speak for anyone else, but I would just talk about me in this moment. And I'm sure other people will resonate with this. It is a lot of work, right? And I'm going to talk about a different aspect of becoming the person who you want to be. But it's a lot of work involved in that, especially when we are accustomed to doing things maybe one way, and we feel like that way is right, and sometimes we feel like that way is the best for us, and then we end up finding out that that wasn't the best way for us. But it's a lot of work involved because you are unlearning to relearn, right? We have to unlearn to relearn things that will work best for us, or us becoming a better version of ourselves. First off, when you recognize that you want to become a better person, that's amazing. Like, that is powerful when you recognize that. So becoming a better version of you is like, okay, what are the things that I want to improve? What are the things that I need to improve? And it's simple for some of us, and then it's not simple to just sit there with no distractions, with an open mind, being honest with yourself. Like, hey, I see, for example, might say, hey, I see I don't have a good relationship with money. How can I begin to create a better relationship with money? Like, write that down. And just the part of unlearning things. Some of us are stubborn. Some of us can be stuck in our ways. And some of us don't want to look at things with an open mind, or look at things from a new perspective. Some people might be like if someone is trying to tell you the right things to do or help guide you to become a better person, if you are not open-minded, sometimes you might think, well, who he think he is, who she think she is, excuse me, trying to tell me this. So that goes back to being stuck in your ways and being stubborn. When we recognize certain things about ourselves, we really need to tap into that. And so becoming the person who you want to be, like if you want to be a successful business owner, you can begin to do little things every day. Like, we all know how a successful business owner may look, right? They might have, of course, people will show, and I'm talking about with social media. People will, it depends on too also as what do you see? Let me say this right. It also depends on how do you see a person that is a successful business owner. Is it how they treat their customers? Is it the way that they market their products or market their services? Is it the cars they drive, the money that they show on social media? Like, everyone has a different meaning of a successful business owner. But just talking in general for yourself, what do you feel like would be a successful business owner for you? and like what are the things that you would incorporate in your business, as a successful business owner. Like those are some things to really think about. And it doesn't just have to be with a successful business owner. You could be, you might want to be a lawyer, a doctor, an educator, like it, whatever it is that you want to become, we can start working towards it every day, like little by little, because we all know it's a process. Slow and steady wins the race. That's exactly what I have learned. And so, say for instance, if you want to become a successful lawyer, right? That's one of your goals, become a successful lawyer. You want to start becoming a successful lawyer. Maybe you can begin following someone who's seasoned in that industry as a seasoned lawyer. You can read articles and read books about successful lawyers and see what they done in the beginning. Like what steps did they take in the beginning? And you don't have to do everything they do, but you can use that as a foundation, because we all have to start from somewhere, right? We can't build anything on a faulty foundation. Like it just will not work. You can do it, but then you're going to have to end up going back and rebuilding that foundation. It's okay if you have to go back and rebuild, because sometimes that's in our steps to do. But to prevent a person from doing that, it's good to begin to build on a solid foundation. So I think it's very important to see people steps. Like that's why I love to hear to watch interviews or read articles or read books from where people started from. Like I love to know their story, and I can take just to be able to take something from that person's story, to take something from their experience. Like I just mentioned, you don't have to do everything their way, because that's that individual. And we are all individuals. It's just good. I feel it's just good to know like where a person came from, like how was their mind frame when they were going through these challenges. Oh, that's a good one too. Also to know, because we are going to go through hard times, like when we're trying to become even a better version of ourselves, even the successful person who we want to become. There's going to be some challenges, like we can't go around that. So it's good to just accept, like, hey, not saying that you're going to be looking for the challenges, but you can just say, hey, I know some challenges going to come about. I remember when I read about such and such, she said that this is how she came through her challenges, or this is how she looked at challenges. That's working towards having an open mind. That's having an open mind when you can do that. And so I just love talking about ways that we can get better, because there's always something to improve within ourselves. Not saying that we are these of course we're not perfect, but not saying that we are all individuals who are just messed up. It depends on how you look at it. Like we are in this human experience just trying to be the best version of ourselves. And you know what too? Some people don't want to change. Some people can begin working towards changing themselves, right? Becoming better at the things that they do. Um, but when it gets to that challenging part and it gets rough and tough, like an Afro puff. Shout out to Lady Rage. But no, when it gets tough, like New Edition said, can you stand the rain? Even though they was talking about in a relationship, I'm talking about in life. Can we stand the rain? Can we stand the test of time? You feel me? Sorry, y'all, I'm drinking my coffee. But no, that's real though. Can we stand the test of time? Can we still have faith and still be optimistic, have that optimism through the challenges? So before we can begin to work on ourselves, I believe that it's imperative that we begin to work on our mindset first, because maybe if you just, I'm not for sure where everybody is different. When you begin to just jump into it, like working on yourself, when you begin to just jump at it and I don't know, how can I just say it, your mindset is not all like there. Because I believe that your mindset doesn't have to all the way be there at first. You just have to have that determination to want to change, to want to become better. But it's like sometimes if you just jump into it, you'll be like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. You know, where you might have, excuse me, where you might have moments like that. So yeah, I believe that everything starts with our mindset and how we look at things, and also how we respond to things. So becoming a better you, becoming the person who you want to become, is life changing. It's just, you know how this just came across, but you know how we like to know, say for instance, you going to a party or a gathering, what we always say, who gonna be there? Who did you invite? Sometimes we like to know certain things before we step into it. In certain situations, yes, it's good to know that, but sometimes in life, we just have to go with the flow of life. Sometimes we are not going to know the challenges that we are going to face when we are working at something new. No matter what it is, we're not going to know these challenges. And so it's imperative that we have a positive mindset going through, or just a determined mindset, however, whatever you want to refer it as, and refer to it as. Now the other side that I want to talk about is becoming the person who you want to be, is for people who understands like manifesting and law of attraction. When you start to become the person, when you start becoming the person who you want to be, we have to begin to walk, talk, and dress the part. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever heard of someone saying you have to be delusional with these things. Like, being delusional is, when you was a kid, you would pretend, hey, I'm a doctor. You would have your little doctor's coat on with your stethoscope. I'm sorry, y'all, stethoscope. You would have the little thing to look in the ear and say if you was a builder. You would have your little tool belt on, acting like you working on a car or building a home. That is another part of becoming the person who you want to be, like playing the part. And the next thing you know, you will begin to experience maybe people in that certain area. You'll begin to experience more information coming up for you in that area, so you can learn more. So yeah, that's the other part I was speaking about, of becoming the person who you want to be, is basically like playing the part. If you pretending to be, and I don't look at it as hey, I'm faking. You know what I'm saying? I know this is not the aspect. Don't look at it as this is not who I really am. I'm just pretending for the moment. No. Act like that person that you want to become. Dress like that. Dress the part. Speak the language of that. And so someone, a good friend of mine had told me that before. And when she said that, I said, oh, that makes sense. Like I said, it goes, I'm not going to go further into it, but it's like the law of attraction and manifesting. And it's just like, long as you have that action behind the things that you want to bring forth for your life, it will happen. I'm trying to tell you, it definitely will happen. But yeah, I just wanted to touch briefly on that. Is like, because the thought came across my mind is just like becoming a better version of you. I'ma just say, it's, in my opinion, it's not for the weak. I'm trying to tell you, not saying like that trying to make you better than anybody else or all that, but it's not for the weak, because you're gonna have some days where you just want to give up. You're gonna have some days where you just questioning like, why is this happening to me and this and that? Because you know, when you start to, well, now this is for me. I noticed that when I started to begin to work on certain things in my life, to become a better me, it opened up the door for other areas to be revealed that I needed to work on. And I'm just like, what? I thought I was just working on this. But boom, the door was open for something else to be worked on. And that's powerful though. For me, when I think about that, when I sit back and think about that, that is very, very powerful when you start to work on one thing and the next thing you know, some other things come up. Like I said, it's not easy. And sometimes you might not be in the space to welcome that, to work on it, but just take note of it, because when you start to work on yourself, you start seeing things differently. You begin to say, I really don't like doing this. Because sometimes when we working on ourselves, we figure out the things that we really do like. We figure out things that we don't like, things that we will accept, and the things that we won't accept. And that's very powerful. And then another thing about when you start to want to become a better you, oh baby, you gonna have some distractions coming at you. You feel me? You gonna have some distractions coming towards you, because I just feel like life is saying, I'm drinking my coffee too. I don't know if I already told y'all that, but I believe life is saying, oh, okay, you work towards this and you work towards that, and now you see something else you need to improve on. Let me throw this distraction out here to see if you for real. You know, that's how I feel like life throws us different twists and turns, and you know how you could be tested. That's another podcast also, but we could be tested on these things that we say, because our words are so powerful. Our words are very powerful, and you could say, oh, I'm going to begin to um cut out these unnecessary distractions that I have. Oh, okay, you want to start cutting out some distractions? Let me throw some more at you and see what you going to do. That's what I've experienced. And at the time you don't think about it, because next thing you know, all these distractions coming at you, and then you be like, wait a minute, then it hits you. So it's kind of like just stay the course. And I know it's so much easier to say it. It's easier said than done with some of us. But my message, like for me, my message is just simply stick through it, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, stick through it, because I'm still working on things that I know I need to do to better myself. And like I said, it's uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for me. Totally uncomfortable. And I know that another, excuse me, and I know that later on something else might come up to be uncomfortable. But I said that I want to, get out of my comfort zone more. So now these things are coming up that I do, and it's getting me out of my comfort zone, and I'm grateful for it. But it's not easy. But give yourself some credit. Give yourself some credit. Like I say, it's a beautiful thing. Just like J. Cole said in his song, I think it was Love Yours, where he said it's beauty in the struggle. That's how I look at it. You might be struggling to get through certain situations, but it's still beauty in it, because if you have the mind frame and the mindset of, okay, it's a little hard right now, or but I know I'm going to get through this, you're able to see the beauty in it, y'all. So I just encourage you to work through these times when you're trying to improve yourself. Work through when your mind is fighting you, because your mind is saying, wait a minute, hold up, what you doing? We used to doing things this way, and now you want to switch it up, and it's hard. Like I said, we have to unlearn these things and relearn. It's going to be hard. I know I keep saying that, but it's just the kind of like, it was hard for me. That's why I'm just saying, I'm speaking from experience. It was hard for me, but I appreciate everything that I have experienced, and I appreciate the life lessons, and I appreciate the ability to have an attitude of gratitude. It wasn't that way. It wasn't like this always. I had to build myself up to it. So yeah, I don't want to keep y'all any longer. I just thank y'all for listening, and I just want to encourage you to, no matter what you're going through, keep pushing through. Just keep pushing through and continue to figure out more ways, to become a better you, and work towards it, and give yourself some credit, pat yourself on the back. And sometimes, I'm gonna say this last thing though. Spend time with yourself. Take out at least an hour in your day, if you are able to find some time for yourself. You know how everyone say everything starts from within? That is so true. Take some time out for yourself. Take some time out for you. And I know people might be saying, well, I'm married. I have things to do at the house. I have kids and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I get it. Or you might have a job where you have to work 12 hours, or you have to work on the weekend. I understand that. But I just feel like, if this is important to you, is this important for you, we will find ways to make time for ourselves. Excuse me. Even if you have to, even when you lay the kids down for their nap, or lay the kids down when it's time for them to go to bed, or when they at school, but most people work during that time when their kids are at school, you can find 10 minutes to get in your car and just breathe. You feel me? And just find some type of inner peace and inner joy within yourself, because solitude is very important. That's what has helped me. Not saying that it's going to help the next person. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just speaking from experience, and it might work for you. But yeah, just spend a little time out of your day for yourself. Give yourself that self-love. Give yourself that reassurance that everything is going to be okay. Yes, it's good when you have supporters and you have a partner there to support you and helping you work through everything, but it goes back to everything starts with us first. So yes, just take a few minutes out of your day just to spend some time with yourself and to do the things that you love to do. Get back into doing some things that you always wanted to do. That could help you. I mentioned that because it can help you through this process of unlearning to relearn. And it also can keep your mind off of, the struggles you may be going through as you are becoming a better version of yourself. So yeah, I hope this resonated with you guys. I hope that it really made sense. Again, it's December 30th, and to anyone who recognizes the new year, happy new year to you. May you have an abundance of inner peace and joy and love, prosperity, and love for yourself. All right, y'all. Peace.